Hi guys, this is a video on Windows software. This time I'll be talking about turning your Windows experience from 2D to 3D. So there's 5 applications here which I'll be talking about. A couple of them you may already have heard of. To be honest, these are all totally pointless because they're just for show off, really, just for showing off. I think 3 of them are shareware. Topdesk is shareware, Obvec is shareware, and Tactile 3D is shareware. But the other 2 are free. Yodem 3D, which is now called Deskscape, is shareware, but the earlier version is freeware. So I'll provide links to all of these in the description. Rooms is also freeware. So let's try them out. We'll start with Obvec. This takes desktop to a literal sense. While I could, I tried to set the applications to run in Windows mode because this can't cover the full screen, even though I put it to my lowest resolution, so it looks huge on my monitor. So you can control this with the mouse. You just move it about. I found this very hard to control because the mouse is inverted. So you move the mouse up and you move backwards, and you move the mouse down and you move forwards. So this just shows a actual desktop. I've also noticed that wherever you place the mouse and you scroll up with the scroll wheel, it focuses on where you've clicked, so then you can scroll down and scroll into it. So you'll notice that these are on my desktop, these little icons here. Oops, looks like I've scrolled around the other side. Oh dear. Right, here we go. So, and yes, as you can see, it's quite difficult to control. So here, if I lock that to here and then scroll in, you'll notice that it's got a CD DVD player. When I click this, it opens my CD drive and closes it again. And this shows the name of my processor and the speed of it. And I believe you can click and drag this or something, and it will increase and decrease your actual volume control. And then with this, if I can lock to it and zoom in, you can't really see. Basically, on the printer, it's supposed to say your default printer. So you could say HP, whatever you have. You can open the keyboard, double click it, and it will change your keyboard properties. And there's several drawers here which have got, which they call boxes, but I'm not quite sure what these do. I assume that you can put stuff like notes in there. And they're all alphabetical order, and they also run down here and down here. And also there's a clock there, and it looks like you can drag some objects onto here or something like that. But I haven't quite figured out how to do that. But this is just for demonstration purposes, showing you Obvec. So this is shareware. I'll provide the link in the description. Topdesk, you may have already heard of it before. Basically, you can open up, if I just make a folder and another folder, hopefully the screen recorder software will do it, actually open them, and then press the Windows and the Tab key. It sort of does a Windows Vista style switch between them. Hopefully you can see this, but it's just doing it like Windows Vista, and then you click which one you want. You can also get it to move them all to the screen. If you just search on YouTube for Topdesk, you can see a better demonstration of what I've shown you. And another one, if I close Topdesk, as it doesn't work well with Yodem 3D. Yodem 3D is a virtual desktop manager. So I can press Control Shift, and you'll see it freezes. And I can move the desktop around. Not sure if you can see this either. Hoping you can. But you can move the desktop around. You can have up to 4 desktops, I think, and then switch between them. But these 2 programs I don't consider to be anything really to do with the 3D desktop, actual 3D desktop, and it annoys me when I see videos on YouTube when people say, this is my 3D desktop, and then they show you Topdesk, which is a 3D application switcher, and Yodem, which is a 3D virtual desktop switcher. So they're not true desktop switches. In the sense of you can look at 3D at your desktop. So Obvec is Tactile 3D. Now this reminds me of, if you've seen the film Hackers, they have they have like a scene where it looks like a New York City or something, and they have towers with lots of different files on the towers, and you can browse for your folders like that. Well, this is kind of the same thing. If we let it load, I've only got the evaluation version because, as I said before, it's shareware. So it says please aware that objects inside the folder are real files and folders, so it's not a game. But as you can see, I can actually zoom in, and sorry, this cube is my computer. I don't know if I can turn this up so you can hear the sounds, but you can zoom in. This is my computer basically, this cube, and you zoom in, and turn it down a second, and you can see there's my drives. And you can do things with them, you can select them, and if you zoom in a bit more, you can see it's got the different things, different information on the drives. I was just sat here playing with it. It's really fun. You can right click it and do, if I just go closer, you can right click it and it's got certain options you can do with them, but obviously this isn't a game, so you don't want to end up deleting things because you accidentally press the delete button or anything like that. So I can go into drive C by double clicking, and you'll notice that it's gone into drive C, and there's a picture in the background of drive I think, and you can see these are the files on my drive C. And then again click to one of the little pods, and this is my programs files folder, which obviously has a gazillion amount of folders in. So you can see, if we just random Messenger Plus Live, here's the folders. If you zoom in on a random file, it's got options above it. I think event style sheets, shield, grab, cloak, something, whatever. And you can then zoom out by using the option backwards or scrolling out. So yeah, I find this to be really fun. I'll provide the download link to this in the description, but I thought that was quite a good program. And last but not least, rooms. Rooms, if you can think about a game such as Quake or something, and the objects in that game are clickable and it does things to your computer, then this is basically what Rooms is. But with Rooms, you can have a design mode where you can make your own little objects and put them in, and you can have worlds. I think if you YouTube for Rooms or something 3D, then some people have made worlds, their own little worlds where they put stuff in. This is just the graphics options. So if we start this, eventually this should come on, there we go, and it's loading my desktop, and if I minimise Cam Studio a second, you can see that my whole desktop is now this thing. So I can now move around with my keyboard, and you can see that it's a whole 3D environment. You can scroll with your keyboard, and you'll notice that they're objects. And this thing here, that's just in some water or something, but you can play a CD, you click it, or double click it, and it tells me that there isn't a CD in there or something, or there's an error. But either way, this is a 3D desktop where you can just sit there exploring through this desktop, and I think you can put your own objects in. I suppose you can share worlds with other people, but yeah, this is just something to have on your desktop. As I said, with most of the other applications, most of these are completely useless and just for showing off. So, and to exit this, I suppose I just right click, shut down Rooms. So there are 5 applications to what's happened to Cam Studio? 5 applications that will enhance your experience. And where is Cam Studio? What have we done with Cam Studio? Flashing? No. Double click. Here we go. So yeah, these are 5 applications, 3D applications to do with making your desktop 3D. And to be honest, I think the best one of them is the tactile 3D, because you'll find yourself sitting there scrolling around your computer. And that's about it. So thank you for watching my video, and please rate and subscribe. Are there any programs you like? Let me know. And thanks for watching.